Of course, it's all very well filming what you see, but what if no one takes any interest? In New York State, some teenagers decided to do something about a waste dump, which they claimed was leaking into the local water supply.
This is tributary 20 of the Wallkill. Across the street a few years ago, it was tested by the DEC and the town's engineers. Our plan was to put together a video documentary to inform the public, to move politicians into action, and to attract some media attention to open up the story. Widespread criminal activity has led to the contamination of a major water supply, yet no one was doing anything about it.
Look, it's bubbling. Well, that's what usually toxic waste does.
When we want to cover it up, it might explode. A lot of the waste that entered the town of Wallkill municipal landfill came from Round Lake Sanitation and other companies owned by the Mangelli brothers. The Mangelli brothers are currently serving time for racketeering charges against them. Dutch Smith, a former landfill employee, told us that sometimes there was so much waste entering the landfill that the trucks would be lined up along this road.
But I tell you, there's thousands and thousands of tons of toxic waste in there, of anything you can name, from radioactive to hospital waste, you name it, it's in that landfill. And I know it's in there because I've buried lots of it.
The students did a lot of research over 2 years and made a video with their teacher. But although many local people were concerned, the local newspaper editor wasn't prepared to run the story.
We've asked the questions and we've done the research. We've been doing it for 1.5 years now, and still nobody wants to listen to us. We dropped the tape off at the Times Herald Record and nobody saw it.
I don't really want to see your tape. The point I made earlier, which I don't think you quite get, is that beliefs are not important. Verification is important. Reporting is important. It's not what you believe, it's what you can prove.
So they set out to prove their point, arranging for the state pathologist to test for toxic levels in the water. The pathologist had turned up and taken samples, but they were confiscated. At the second attempt, the students attracted a New York City news crew. The pathologist, that's the man in the blue shirt, again hit a problem with the local authorities.
Travel around the state. I've been here. You took my samples during the workday. I have a receipt. You don't want to hear about it? I'll show you the receipts.
Were there engineers
I was here. I was here in the time span. I was here in the... Sir, it was the time span of the day that you said to be here. I was here. I took samples. I got a receipt. The engineers were not here because they left early that day. They left before 3 o'clock. And they said, yes, they did. I have a receipt with times.
Okay, sir.
From your police.
That's fine.
From your police.
Sir, do you understand what I'm telling you?
I understand that you have something to cover up. You don't want to see data that is in contrast to you.
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
No.
You don't understand.
I understand what you're saying. I am not accepting it until I hear something different from our law enforcement. All this does, I'll tell you, is it interests me as to why you're upset. I'm going to look at the site harder than I would have otherwise, because you seem to have something to cover up.
You can come here anytime you'd like.
Well, get your engineers. I'm here.
Sir,
it's the work day.
It's Friday. It's 4 o'clock. I'm not calling engineers.
4 o'clock is work day for me.
Not to me, sir. You work on my
schedule. Not only that, your engineers,
no,
I don't work on your schedule.
Well,
I'm the state pathologist. If I want to take samples, I look at it.
Sir, we're closed.
At 4?
That's right.
I've been here waiting for you.
Sir, we're closed. You're not taking any samples today.
We'll see.
Get a court order and I'll honor it.
I want to look around if I don't take samples.
You're not doing anything. You're leaving.
You're a problem.
Mr. Stone, this is private property. Do you have a court order allowing you on it? No, sir. This property is owned by the town of Wallkill.
That's property owned by the town.
In your case, it's private. It's the town's property.
In my case, it's private.
I'm telling you, you can't come on the site.
Jeff, stop doing that.
WWOR-TV, Channel 9 in Secaucus, New Jersey, ran a 7-minute story about the dump.
Back now with I-Team's Matthew Schwartz and the story of a toxic dump in Wallkill, New York.
State Assemblyman Maurice Hinchey, chairman of the Committee on Environmental Conservation, is investigating the alleged illegal dumping. The story might have been buried like the hazardous waste, if not for a group of concerned kids.
But the news was more intrigued with the filmmakers than the dump. And even though it got onto TV, nothing was being done, so they carried on handing out copies of their film.
We gave a copy of our tape to Secretary Babbitt at a press conference with Congressman Hinchey. With the exception of Mr. Hinchey, we have had no help from elected officials that have been on our side. I was wondering if there's any way that you could help us.
My advice to you is keep after it.
So they kept after it and took it right to the top. President Clinton happily accepted the tape, but the students are still waiting for a reply.
I'll tell you all about it. Middletown High School, as far as the tape.
So maybe the easiest part of Guerrilla TV is recording the evidence. But how do you get the right people to watch it?